This is a pair I got on sale for £65, and originally they were 90. And it's the Phoenix Waffle from Nike, and it's a cool pair in my opinion. It's it's like the Sakai trainers that released of old. I think they were called the LD Waffle, if I remember correctly, and those ones had like a double tongue and a double midsole effect going on. And these pairs I think are kind of related to the LD Waffle, obviously being a waffle, part of the Waffle series, and so it's I think a really nice trainer for the price that you can get them for. And I actually like the chunky midsole on this. It's not like too pronounced, but it's just enough for, like a lifestyle trainer to wear. And I like the way they've done the construction itself, because it looks like a late 80s sort of runner type silhouette as well, where this upper looks more like a sort of Pegasus or an Air Max 1 or an Air Max 90. So it's quite sort of similar to all those and taking inspiration from all of those, and I think it's like a cool looking sneaker. The mesh material isn't the greatest. It's very sort of nylon-y material, and also this, I like the way they've kind of done this Nike on the back. It's just sort of slightly flapping at the back, and it's not sort of stitched in. And I also like the colorway as well, being this sort of neutral sort of red and light bone colorway, and with the blue hits on it. It's a very sort of classic Nike, and sort of gives me that sort of Forrest Gump Cortez vibe as well. And then the outside you can sort of see as well, it's really nice. It's like, obviously being a waffle pattern, it's really cool and should last a long time in my opinion as well, and feels quite grippy. I was sort of walking around in them, and they feel like nice on feet. The midsole isn't the best, so it's not very squishy. It's quite sort of tough, but it doesn't feel too bad. It feels very much like an Air Max 1 or something like that. But still, on foot, it's nice, and for the price that you pay, I don't think you can do. It's not too bad for that price, in my opinion. I think it works well, and is a nice looking trainer as well. So here are the details for the Nike Phoenix Waffle Light Bone Team Red. Comes in a white, light bone, team red, and midnight navy colorway, and this has a polyurethane midsole, and it's made up of synthetic and suede materials, and the price was £90. So with the comfort and sizing, I think these are on the medium to firm side in my opinion. There isn't much to give to the midsole and outsole. However, what I will say is they do feel quite neutral on foot, and because there's not really any cushioning there, it's not like it feels really sort of stiff or hard. And I would say it probably feels more similar to, I suppose, an Air Max 90 or an Air Max 1 actually. And it's not like peak comfort, but it feels kind of more like that kind of midsole. So there isn't sort of too much compression, but it's still good on foot. And it's kind of similar to like a runner, taking sort of inspiration from there. So I still think this is more of a lifestyle sneaker, but it does have sort of good neutral support around the arch. And because the material is being made up of a mesh material, there's no sort of wear in time with these. And true to size works, because I went true to size on these, and I always found like the Waffle series to be slightly on the larger side anyway. So I think even like I say true to size, I think if you're sort of on the smaller side of a particular size that you wear, so if you wear like a size 7, you may even be better off going down half size with this particular pair. And they also have good traction, so it's again, it's like a Waffle outsole, so it's kind of similar to the Air Max sneakers. So with the look and style, with this one I like the neutral colours on this one, and it's got kind of almost the sort of Forrest Gump type Cortez colourway on this. It's not quite the same, but it kind of gives that vibe. So you've got like a blue and a sort of red colour, and obviously the white. And it's a good one for spring summertime in my opinion, because it's quite sort of a bright colourway, and again the Waffle series usually have sort of really light mesh materials, so and good breathability, so they're perfect for this kind of weather. And this one is a good one to wear casually. It's one of those sort of chunky sort of sneakers that made sort of popular by Sakai as well, so with their kind of dual midsole and dual tongue. And it was a cool sneaker then, and it's still a cool sneaker now to wear, but obviously it's on the chunkier side. And you can go with the white laces, but grey would also work, and so would red and blue. So with the final thoughts, I like the runner style aesthetics, even though it's a lifestyle sneaker in my opinion. It kind of still gives a sort of runner style vibe, and I like that. And it also sort of takes nods from sort of late 80s to the early 90s as well, and it would look like a sneaker that would come out at that period of time. And also I really like the chunky heel, so it's not as pronounced as like the Sakai models with the LD waffles that they produce, but it's still sort of a nice look to it in my opinion. And you know, it depends on whether you kind of like these sort of chunky type sneakers, but I think this one works in my eyes. And I think the price, I normally don't really sort of say too much about pricing, because I always sort of think a lot of trainers are priced too high. But I think with this one at £90, I think it's actually a good price, because they could have like hiked up the price and put it at like £110, you know, because most sneakers are kind of that price range anyway. And although it hasn't got any kind of special materials in there or special tech in there, it does feel sort of nice on foot and worth the money that you're paying for it. And it's mainly because of the sort of design and the aesthetics of the trainer. And with the cons, I think they're probably slightly too much on the firm side, so you may not like that. Like I said earlier, it feels like an Air Max 1 or an Air Max 90 in that respect. So it's not the most comfortable sneakers, but it feels fine if you're sort of wearing it pretty much all day, but just don't expect it to be plush. With the look and style, I've given this 4 stars, and I like the fact that it's one of those sneakers that just looks really cool on foot, and like I say, the chunky protruding sort of out of the heel area midsole works really well on this particular one. And it's got like these little bits and pieces like on the heel where it's just sort of sticking out, and it just sort of suits it really well. And it does look like a classic Nike sneaker at the end of the day as well. And the comfort, like I said earlier, it's not the greatest of comfort. It's sort of standard stuff really, and because there's no sort of special tech in there. But I wouldn't say it's horrible. It's very much sort of akin to the sneakers that were released sort of late 80s really, such as the Pegasus and the MX. And the quality, I give that a 4. I think for the price that you're paying, it's not like amazing quality materials, but it feels nice. You know, there's like some suede on there. It's not premium suede, but it's still nice to sort of see that. And obviously the sort of mesh panels are built nice and built well, and the thick midsole as well. Just, yeah, like I say, it's good for the price. And the pricing, I give that a 5. I think they've done well with this particular sneaker to price it at sort of £90, and you know, it's one of those ones where I think it's actually, you know, good price for what you get. But overall, I give it a score of 4 out of 5. It's not like a peak, you know, like a top silhouette sneaker in my opinion. But if you're looking for something stylish and sort of chunky, and you know, to wear sort of lifestyle, I don't think you can go wrong with this, especially because it's on the budget as well. I mean, I picked mine up in the sale for £65, so I couldn't sort of, you know, it's one of those ones where if you can pick them up in sale, it's a definite recommendation and you won't be disappointed.